I spent 4 years at university trying to become a mechanical engineer so that I could make my parents proud and create a job that would hopefully pay them back for bringing me from Colombia to the UK. Fast forward to today, I have hired my dad who works in my company. I work with multiple video editors. I've closed tens of thousands of dollars in sales online, and I have worked with some of the biggest brands, and I also have made some really cool videos that get thousands of views on my YouTube channel. So I want to make the video that I wish I saw many years ago when I started my journey that would motivate me to keep going in times when things were really tough, times when I lost clients, times when I made mistakes, times when I didn't know if this was the right path for me and I second guessed myself over and over again. So with that being said, let us begin. If we fast forward really far back, I started editing Call of Duty montage videos. In fact, here's one of the very early videos I used to make. And I can't lie, like thinking back, I knew quite a lot of effects back then. And that's because I used to spend hours learning After Effects, learning how to make visual effects, and really trying to master my craft because I wanted to become one of those FaZe Clan members. I knew it was going to happen, and my quick scoping skills were not that good. They're alright, but they weren't that good. But I really wanted to just learn how to edit really cool videos and get to that level. I would see a montage from FaZe Clan and I would be like, yes, let me make it like that. Now, I was 13 at the time, and then I kind of stopped making those videos because I kind of got tired of Call of Duty. And instead, I started making magic videos because I loved magic. I was doing card tricks, etc. And I was doing these things for people. And I decided to make videos about it. So I learned how to use a camera. And then I kind of stopped for a bit. I went to high school. I had to learn a lot of things because I wanted to do engineering because my goal was to get a good job to pay back my parents who came from Colombia to the UK, restarted all from scratch in the hopes of us having a good life. So I felt like this burden, this pressure to really do something good with my life. And so that's what I did. I focused a lot. I did physics, maths, economics, and computer science. And then I went to university to study mechanical engineering. Now, I can't lie. I don't think I'm that smart. And I define smart as how fast you can learn something. And for me, learning is being able to absorb information and then apply that information. And if I get new information, I can apply that same information again. But really, I just found it really hard. Like, it was a lot of maths, a lot of physics, and it was tough. Whilst everybody was partying and making friends and whatever, I was studying every single day. I actually thought university was going to be a fun social thing, but for me, I had loads of work to do. Then in my third year of university, I was very into Gary Vee. And Gary Vee talked a lot about social media. And at the time, I had done a module about business at university. And I thought to myself, well, I know how to edit videos. That's not a problem. My skills are very good from the Call of Duty days. I can make a really cool video. And social media is growing. People are wanting to make content on Instagram, on Facebook, etc. What if I was to just sell media to people? Like, I thought I was a genius. I was like, yeah, so videos to people, make money, let's go. And Gary Vee was very much all about make content, post content, document your life, document, don't create, document, don't create. I remember reading his book, crushing it, and wanting to just make content. So I asked my dad for a camera. They gave me some money for it. I put in like 100 quid. They gave me like 400, and I bought the Canon M50. And I was like, cool, let me learn how to use the camera, and then I'll use my editing skills to make videos and sell it to clients. And so all I did that summer between my third year and fourth year of university is I just made a lot of videos for free for different people with my friend who was a photographer. His name's Kevin. And lo and behold, I landed some clients. Not a lot, but I got paid because I was in the right place at the right time with my camera, filming. I was posting that video content on my Instagram at the time, which is very different to what it is now. And people knew me as the video guy. And I remember I watched a video by James Matthews who said, you need to make sure people know that you are the video guy. And once they know that you're the video guy, they'll tell other people, and that's how your network starts. And so I was like, cool, this is great. Why don't I document my whole process? So I started my YouTube channel where I just documented everything that I was doing. I documented the videos I was making, the lessons I was learning. I made a tutorial about it. And I actually really enjoy teaching. I enjoy communicating and speaking to people and just talking about stuff like that. That's fun to me, and I love seeing people learn. It's a fun thing. And I think because my dad was a teacher and I have that Colombian teacher gene in me. And so my goal with the YouTube channel wasn't really to get famous, although I think deep down I wanted to be a YouTuber, but I also wanted to make money with content. That summer was finished and I went back to university. I went back to my final year as an engineer. And that year was crazy. I was building a race car with a team of 11 people. I had my thesis, dissertation, whatever you want to call it, loads of exams. I had my girlfriend at the time, now my fiance. I tried my best to post content then and there, but it was really difficult. The only thing that I actually did was film videos for the Formula Student thing, the social media. And I thought, yeah, I'm a social media creator, this will be good. I always felt like I was an outsider. Everybody around me was very much into physics and science and into becoming an engineer. And I was kind of like thinking about creative stuff and content and entrepreneurship. So I did feel like the odd one out. That being said, I still managed to post loads of content on my YouTube channel. I was still getting known and seen as this editor. And then I just followed the crowd though. I didn't really see it as a way for me to make a lot of money. I didn't feel like I could make a lot of money through AdSense, and I didn't really feel like I could charge a lot for video content. I was charging like $50 for like a 13-minute video, or I would go and do a shoot and that would cost me £200 and I would edit for 50 quid, and all this work would go into it. Editing on my 8GB RAM laptop, which at the time was actually good, but it was still very slow. And it was a struggle. But I followed the crowd and I just got a job. I got a job as a fire engineer inside a company called ACOM, and that company is a consulting firm. And I actually made a new channel documenting that. It's called Engineering Better. You can see it. Like, I don't really care. You can tell I liked making content more than I liked working there. I would go to work and I would be thinking about YouTube ideas. I'd be thinking about making content. I'd be thinking about, oh, like, what should I do on the channel? What should I do next week? I need to go home and I need to script this video. Maybe I can shoot it like this. Maybe I can change the lighting setup in my office. But when I got home, I didn't have the energy to make the videos. And you can see in some of these videos, I just looked tired. But I forced myself to make content every week. And for that reason, I found that I was learning a lot about what it took to really push yourself past normal working days and working times. A lot of people in my community, they say, hey, I'm a student, I'm studying, I have school work, or I have a job. How do you do both? I'm like, you just have to do both. There were days where I would come back from work and I'll just do the scripting. Then there'll be another day that I'll come back from work and I'll just do the filming. You just separate it because you only have so much time, but you also, if you really like it, it doesn't feel like work. I was really miserable working as an engineer. And the big thing that changed for me was when I spoke to another engineer there who had been there for 20 years. And I asked him, I was like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm doing kind of the same thing as you're doing, but I just manage a couple other people and I just have more work. And I was like, what? 20 years in the same company doing the same thing that I'm doing? And this was during COVID. During the lockdown, I'd wake up, I'd play Call of Duty, get on a meeting, after the meeting, play Call of Duty, do my minimum amount of work. That was it. And I was like, how is this gonna be my life? And that's when it struck me. And this is what my life is gonna be. Maybe I can get to a director in the future, but that is the maximum. And I thought, okay, so if I want to get good at editing, if I want to get good at making video content, if I want to get good at YouTube and everything, what do I need right now? And I said to myself, I need more time editing videos. I need to make more time to make content. Luckily, I'd spoken to a friend who had worked at a company. It was a pet supplement company and they were making a lot of ads. I got a referral from them to work for them. So I quit my 30K a year job for a 24K a year, I think it was. So I took a 6K pay cut and I was going to be a video editor. And it was great. Like, I would wake up, I'd open Premiere Pro, I'll literally be editing ads, I'd get footage, I'd get B-roll, I'd add sound effects, I'd add sound design. And the way that I was doing my ads, it was using the stuff that I had learned from YouTube. So it was like a little bit of retention tactics, a little bit of storytelling in my videos, adding more B-roll, adding text on the screen, stuff that the other editors had never done, stuff that the team had never seen. And then my ads started to perform a lot better and I got a raise and I got bonuses. And then other people in the team were trying to copy my editing style and wanted to learn how I did it. And so I was teaching them and it was actually awesome. And the team there was so nice and I really enjoyed my time there. After work, I'd then jump on Premiere Pro and I'll now edit videos for myself. I'd edit videos and content for my YouTube channel. So I was able to make better content. At the time, I was also doing a lot of product commercial videos. I had realized that, well, if it's a lockdown, I'm gonna just get some products and I'm gonna film some videos, make them look really cool, really like product commercially, and just try it out because that was the trend back then. It was high production videos. And in fact, I had made one and my cousin said to me, why don't you send it to the company? It was this one here for Anchor. And I was like, I don't know, bro. Like, this was made in the kitchen. Like, why would they ever, they're a massive company. Why would they ever reply? He said, just do it. So I was like, fine. So I literally did my first ever cold outreach, which we like to call in our industry value first outreach, where I sent them the video. I said, hey, I made you a free commercial. Use it if you want, no strings attached. By the way, if you want to work with me, let me know. And they replied and they said, yes, let's work together. And they were like, how much do you charge? And I was like, it's this much. Like nothing. I charged like $500. And I said, I'll even do a YouTube video for it. And here it is. That's the YouTube video that I made. So that winter, I had made so many product commercials and that became my thing. And then I started posting TikTok videos about it because I saw TikTok was blowing up. And I also realized that when we were doing ads inside the supplement company for my day job, we were doing a lot more TikTok videos, not that much high production stuff. And so I really understood a lot about the industry to the point where I realized that, holy crap, like I'm making videos that make this company lots of money. My videos are quite literally driving sales, driving profit for this company. Without my videos, these guys don't make money. And that's why we had a big team of editors. I even got my cousin to join the company, which was awesome. He got employed. And so I learned a lot about what it's like to make direct response ads. And so that became my skill set. I was very good at making direct response ads and I was very good at making product commercials. And then I posted one video on my TikTok. This video right here got 2 million views. I remember watching those views go up every single 10, 15 minutes, more and more and more. And it was just a good storytelling video about how I started making product commercials and how clients started sending me products, and it was really cool. And then I got an email from a big brand, a massive brand, saying, hey, we have these products. Do you want to do some video product commercials? How much you charge? I was like, this much. We got on a call. On the call, I presented my ideas. Hey, I want to do this. This is this. So it became my first ever like sales closing call. I didn't even know what I was doing, to be honest. And it was awesome because they hired me, and then they hired me for a retainer. And I was like, crap, I'm going to quit my job again. So I went from quitting my engineering job, which is what I thought my whole family wanted, to now quitting a full-time video editing role to running my own business. And that was the start of my video production ads agency. And I became a specialist at making ad creative, direct response ads to be precise. That was 2022. We're now in 2025, and so many things have happened. I went from growing that business to growing my own YouTube channel to 156,000 subscribers, running up a editing community, to making different courses and products for you guys to get knowledge, to live streaming, to working with a big team and hiring people and doing sales calls and closing clients. And now thinking about it, I think I was at my happiest when I had one client and I was making YouTube content. Because when I had the one client, I felt like I get paid, I do what I like, it's awesome. When I was making content, I didn't care. I just made videos. I just did it because it was me. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But then as the views start coming, as now I have a responsibility, and as like I'm trying to scale this business, it became something that I didn't really love as much. And I think this is a lesson for some of you guys. You guys might want to chase like loads of money, 10K a month, 20K a month. And I'm in the business space that chases 100K a month and $1 million months. Like there are levels to it. But ultimately, I think what matters is that you just really enjoy what you do. I know even Alex Ramosi says, don't chase your passion. And I kind of agree with it, but I also kind of disagree with it, because I think if you really enjoy something and you're trying to improve it, you will get to a natural step where there is something new you have to learn. Maybe you're a video editor and you have too many clients now because you're posting loads of content and whatever, and I need to hire a video editor. Or maybe you want to learn some graphics, some 3D, whatever you want. I think you just gotta be careful. Like sometimes you build a business that you don't like, and I'm just here to tell you that anything is possible. I'm a broke Colombian immigrant in the UK. I grew up in the hood, kind of a hood. It's better now, that knew nothing about entrepreneurship, but I was able to figure it out. And I have had a lot of difficult times. I have had issues where I was stressed and I made mistakes and we lost money and we got scammed. But I think ultimately I'm very proud of what has happened. And if you're somebody who's wondering or questioning whether, video editing, is it going to be taken up by AI, or, I don't know if this is a real job or whatever, I'll tell you it is 100%. And AI will only replace average mediocre editors. I'm still hiring video editors. Loads of people are hiring video editors because I don't trust in AI. And even if it was good, I still will need somebody to go through the videos and check them. I still need somebody who has a brain. I thought I'd make this video because I've come a long way and I never thought I'd be here. And also, if you like this kind of content, let me know so that I can make more of it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll just talk about it, because ultimately this channel is about just documenting my life the same way that I started many, many years ago. And I thought this would be an interesting one to just talk about today. And if you find anything interesting about that, I'll leave links to resources down below. But some of them are free, some of them are paid. I don't need your money. I don't need anything from you guys. I just want you to pursue what you love, but also be careful that you don't build something that you're not happy in. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.